What's up, wrestling fans? You already know who it is, and you already know why we're here. Let's talk about LA Knight. Yeah, the mega star, the undeniable force, the man who went from being overlooked to becoming one of the loudest, proudest, and most passionately supported WWE superstars in the world today. He's been on an absolute tear, captivating audiences night after night. And sure, with that rise in fame comes the noise, the critics, the doubters, the ones constantly saying, he's too old, or he's not WWE's guy. But guess what? LA Knight just stepped up to the mic and dropped a truth bomb so heavy, so real, it sent shockwaves through the WWE universe. And today, we're diving headfirst into what he said, why it matters, and how it changes everything for his future in WWE. So here's the deal. LA Knight has become one of the most beloved WWE stars in recent memory. The last 2 years have seen his stock skyrocket in a way few could have predicted. Every time his music hits, the crowd absolutely erupts. Whether it's Raw, SmackDown, or a major PLE, fans are out of their seats, screaming yeah, at the top of their lungs. He's got that undeniable charisma, that old-school energy mixed with a new-school edge. And it's not just talk either. LA Knight is a two-time WWE United States champion. That's a serious accomplishment, especially considering how stacked the roster has been lately. He's fought through everything, scratched and clawed for every inch, and still stands tall. Now let's talk WrestleMania 41. The megastar is walking into the grandest stage of them all to defend his United States Championship against none other than Jacob Fatu. A clash that's got everyone buzzing. Some fans think LA Knight is going to walk out still champion, solidifying his run. Others believe Jacob Fatu might be the one to end it, shaking things up in the process. But here's the thing, no matter what happens at WrestleMania, the conversation around LA Knight is bigger than one match. It's about what's next. What does the future look like for a guy like him? What does he want? And more importantly, does WWE see him the same way his fans do? Recently, LA Knight sat down for an interview on the Gorilla Position podcast and didn't hold back. When asked about a possible world title run, he didn't dodge. He didn't sugarcoat it. He looked the question square in the eye and said, "I don't see how it's not." That right there tells you everything you need to know about where his head's at. He's not asking for permission. He's not waiting around to be someone's chosen guy. He's betting on himself, and honestly, when has that not worked for him? And when pressed further, asked if he believes WWE's decision-makers, the powers that be, think he has a world title run in his future, LA Knight didn't flinch. He said, "I don't care if they do. I'm sure they didn't believe I would have gotten to where I got." That's not bitterness. That's not resentment. That's a man who understands the game, knows the politics, and isn't letting it stop him from doing what he does best, showing up, showing out, and making the most of every second he gets. He continued, "If I have 30 seconds, it's going to be the best damn 30 seconds I can give. 60 seconds, 90 seconds, whatever it is. That attitude, that grit, that's what separates guys who make it from guys who fade out." LA Knight went on to talk about the time after his feud with Bray Wyatt, when he was just floating, not really in a storyline, not heavily featured, not getting handed opportunities. And yet, he didn't check out. He leaned in. He made every small segment matter. Every promo, every backstage shot. He focused on the hand he was dealt and said, "Okay, let's play this the best I can." That's what made people connect with him. That's what made him undeniable. He made it clear he's not anybody's guy. He never has been. "If I am somebody's guy, it's a surprise to me," he said. But here's the magic. He doesn't need to be anyone's guy. He's the fans' guy. And that matters more than anything. Because in WWE, nothing is more powerful than the fans. They are the lifeblood. When the fans believe in you, when they're chanting your name, showing up in your shirts, screaming your catchphrases, that's something even the most stubborn backstage minds can't ignore. Now let's break this down a bit. LA Knight saying he sees a world title in his future isn't arrogance, it's vision. It's the same mindset every top-tier talent should have. If you step into this business and don't want to be world champion, then why are you even here? Whether it's singles competition, tag teams, or anything else, the goal should always be to reach the top, to be the name on the marquee. LA Knight understands that. He lives it, he breathes it, and that's why fans respect him. Sure, some critics point to his age. At 40, many say his window is closing. But here's the truth, that number means absolutely nothing when you have the kind of crowd control, presence, and physical capability LA Knight has. Look at guys like AJ Styles, Bobby Lashley, or even Gunther. All of them have had career-defining runs in their late 30s and early 40s. Age isn't the issue, opportunity is. And if WWE ever truly pulls the trigger on LA Knight, you better believe he's going to deliver like nobody else. Let's not forget Crown Jewel 2023. LA Knight was riding an insane wave of momentum. Fans were calling for him to win the Royal Rumble. They wanted him in the WrestleMania main event. And what did WWE do? They threw him into a title match against Roman Reigns, a match he was clearly never meant to win, and after a solid showing, he was sent right back down the ladder. That was a mistake. No question. WWE cooled off a guy who was nuclear hot. And even worse, didn't capitalize when they had the chance. That was the moment to go all in. They didn't. But Knight, he kept pushing. The Rock's return didn't help either. It shifted everything around and crowded the main event picture. But again, LA Knight didn't disappear. He didn't pout. He stayed ready, stayed connected, stayed loud. And here we are, months later, and the crowd still explodes every time he steps out of the curtain. Now here's where things get real interesting. While many doubted LA Knight's ability to reach the top, he's proved time and time again that he can hang with the best. The only thing stopping him from being a world champion is the company pulling the final trigger. Will they do it? It's hard to say. WWE's history is filled with missed opportunities and overlooked stars. But sometimes, belief from the talent is all it takes to eventually force the company's hand. Just look at Sami Zayn. People swore he'd never be world champion material, that his story with the Bloodline would never lead to a title, yet he headlined Elimination Chamber, main event WrestleMania Night 1 in a tag match, and is still in the spotlight. Look at Jey Uso, a guy many believed would never step out of Roman Reigns' shadow. Now, he's stepping into the ring with Seth Rollins at WrestleMania 41 for the World Heavyweight Championship, and there's a real possibility he walks away as champion. That's the beauty of wrestling. It's unpredictable, and when someone like LA Knight keeps grinding, keeps shining, and keeps connecting with the fans on such a deep level, it becomes impossible to keep him down forever. Even if you're not a fan of his promo style, which is a mix of throwback bravado and current-day swagger, you can't deny how effective it is. Every line he drops becomes a t-shirt. Every stare into the camera becomes a meme. He is marketable, relatable, and above all else, entertaining. And in WWE, that's the entire game. So as we head into WrestleMania 41 and watch LA Knight defend the US title against Jacob Fatu, keep your eyes on the long game, because win or lose, the megastar isn't going anywhere. He's still got unfinished business, still has the fans behind him, and still believes a world title is coming his way. And if there's one thing history tells us, it's that belief is the first step to making it real. You can try to count him out, you can try to say his time has passed, but LA Knight has one thing that so many others don't: resilience. That's why the fans chant his name. That's why they scream "yeah" every time he speaks. And that's why, whether it happens this year or next, you better believe there's a moment coming when LA Knight finally holds that world title high above his head and the whole WWE universe will erupt. Now before we wrap this up, I want to hear from you. Do you think LA Knight is destined to become world champion? Has WWE missed too many chances? Or is the biggest moment of his career still to come? Drop your thoughts in the comments. Let's talk about it. And if you enjoyed the video, you already know what to do: smash that like, subscribe for more deep dives, and we'll catch you in the next one. Yeah!